What up, everyone? Hi, my name is Mitch Coleman, and I am an alcoholic, and I have your daily reflections for May 10th, 2021. Today's title is Free at Last. Another great dividend we may expect from confiding our defects to another human being is humility, a word often misunderstood. It amounts to a clear recognition of what and who we really are, followed by a sincere attempt to become what we could be. That comes from 12 Steps, 12 Traditions, page 58. I knew deep inside that if I were ever to be joyous, happy, and free, I had to share my past life with some other individual. The joy and relief I experienced after doing so were beyond description. Almost immediately after taking the fifth step, I felt free from the bondage of self and the bondage of alcohol. That freedom remains after 36 years, a day at a time. I found that God could do for me what I couldn't do for myself. Again, I love this month. Step 5 is so good, it's so important for your recovery, and it has been for me in all sorts of aspects of my life. Because I could take all these steps, and I have applied them to alcohol and will always continue to apply them to alcohol. But you can apply these steps to everything else, and you do start to realize a lot of these other character defects that come along in your life, especially once you've gotten past the alcohol part. That's when you get to start really realizing all the things that were troubling you as well, and a lot of those things you were using alcohol to avoid. For example, I was using alcohol to give me more self-confidence and make me feel more accepted by others because I was inebriated, so I didn't pay as much attention to my character defects like my anxiety and all that. And I love the work I've done with my sponsor, and talking to someone else is so important, and it's so much better to talk to someone else because you get that feedback as well, because we're really good at talking to ourselves, and my mind is not the one to fix these problems. I love growing every day and getting smarter and more knowledgeable in all these aspects of recovery and psychology and all that. But I still always have to remember that it's my mind, and I could be very biased, especially if it's something I want to believe. So when I tell someone else something that I've done or my opinion on something, it's good to get that feedback from them, because you got to be careful with some of these things that you're discussing. So I've went through a big change in my life, and I am definitely growing from it, and I've already grown from it, and now I'm in that stage of continuing to grow, and it's a new change, so I'm still in that process. So I'm not maintaining that growth yet. I'm just learning to be really independent on myself right now. And it is such an uncomfortable and strange feeling, because for me, a very codependent person, I've constantly looked for other people for my comfort, looked for other people to take care of me. I needed to feel loved. I needed to feel accepted. And I am an empath, and I do want to help people, and I do love everyone, but I'm still a human, and I make my mistakes, and I will hurt people. But I will learn from that, and that's how I grow, and it's how we all grow. We learn from our mistakes, and we grow from them. And I'm very fortunate where I am right now. I have so much to be grateful for, and it's important to talk to people about that stuff. I just had my session with my counselor, and to hear that progress I've made and the things that I've done in these 2.5 years is amazing to me. I am so proud of myself, and I didn't turn to alcohol. I didn't relapse through all this. And that in itself is such a monumental change for someone like me. I am beyond proud of myself, and I'm now in this new chapter of my life, and it's scary, it's uncomfortable. And in the beginning of my classes, she reminded me, what is the biggest fear you have? What is your biggest threat of a relapse? And I told her that it was being alone. And then, you know, being alone and losing a relationship, and that's it, because that's been my biggest thing is relationship issues. And not saying anyone in the right or wrong in those relationships. Majority of it was me, but that's besides the point. It's a relationship issue, and if that ended, that would be my biggest threat of a relapse. And my relationship ended, and I'm forced to do stuff that I'd never done. And here I am in my new apartment on my own with a room for my daughters that I can easily afford because I have a good job, my credit's okay, and I'm sober and healthy, other than a couple things I need to stop doing. But bottom line is I didn't relapse, and I've grown from this, and that's awesome. I'm so happy, and all this is through working the steps, talking to people, because that's what helps. You need to talk to people, you know, and you tell people your issues. You tell them what your problems are. You have to have that uncomfortable, unfamiliar feeling of telling people what it is that you've done or you might do, and they can help you, because you don't have to do it alone. And there's a couple things recently I should have talked about more, and I didn't. And I let my mind think other things, and I let my mind go there and say, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. Things that were not 100% going to happen. But in my mind, it had already happened, so I could justify acting in a certain way. Doesn't make it right at all. It's not right. And communication is key. And you have to put yourself out there. And you still might get hurt. And that's okay too, because at least you're trying and you're not just staying in your own mind. Because bottom line is, that's not in your control what other people do. Someone else could lie to you about it anyway, and then that's out of your control. But you put your faith into it still, and you move forward knowing that is the right thing to do. And that's life for everything. And that's why the Serenity Prayer is so vital and important to me, you know, understanding the things I can change and the things I cannot. And I can only change myself. I can only work on myself. I can't change other people's reactions. I could be the best person in the world and someone else could still lie to you and screw you over. But that's you, and you're doing the right thing. Because if you don't, then you are just becoming the people you don't want to be like, that person you don't want to become, and so on and so on. But you are free at last. You become so free, and this feeling is amazing. And I've went through it with drinking, and I've went through it now with a new aspect. And for me, it's that inner thought. You know, when I start going places in my mind, I have to talk to people, and I have a very good group of people I could talk to now. I have a lot of people that give me support, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I'm here for everyone that needs help. I'm not perfect, and none of us are. And I'm very excited and scared. I have fear in me, but it's all because this is all brand new to me. This is just a brand new process, me being an adult at 39. This is so cool. And that's all I got. I'm gonna unpack a little bit and get my day going and head to work. I love all you guys, and if you need any help, reach out, leave some comments below. Give my channel a subscribe if this is your first time seeing it, and hit the notification button. And also, again, just thank you. Let's talk about things. Have a good one, guys. One day at a time. Peace.